you can be around certain people and it's just kind of like, I'm just getting old. Like, people have that mentality and it can rub off on you and it's not healthy, right? I mean, it does, like, if you surround yourself with that type of thinking and energy and they're like, oh, well, you're just getting older. But
I'm like, I don't want to hear just getting older, because we're going to get older, but we're going to get older well.
That's right. Well,
and gracefully.
And gracefully. And people don't realize that you don't have to choose if you're proactive.
Michelle, my personal story,
Hello, and welcome to 5-Star Conversations in the Sun City. I'm your host, Michelle M. Trey Hollis, and I am so pleased to be introducing you today to Dr. Monica Denning, NP. As we learned, as I learned, she knew. You already knew that. But if you are unsure of what I'm speaking of, Dr. Monica Denning is a nurse practitioner, and she is here off of Rio Grande in El Paso, Texas. And we're going to find out and learn all of the wonderful products, services, and the care that you give to so many women and men here in the borderland. So I want to say, first and foremost, welcome.
Thank you, Michelle, for having me. Excited to be here. And you said topic is caregivers. So
yes, the topic is caregivers. And so I do want to let you know that we are one of the very cozy and comfortable treatment rooms here at Live Life Better Clinic. And Dr. Denning, why don't you let everybody know a little bit about yourself and how you got started in healthcare?
Wonderful. Thank you for having me. So I've been in healthcare for over 21 years now.
Wow.
And
when you were 5, since you were 5. You look good, girl. Okay, I just get it out.
That's my specialty.
Yes,
aging gracefully.
Aging gracefully. That's why we're here. So yes, okay.
And the first couple of years in practice, it was not seeing people get better. Not feeling better, kind of staying sick, and I refocused about 10 to 12 years ago on wellness. And back then, wellness was away from a lot of the current medical practices that we have, and not away from them, but just a different thinking. And the approach is how every time I see someone in front of me, I see him 20 years from now. And so my recommendations are based on how is the quality of life going to improve 20 years from now? What can we do now? What can we do now that maybe we didn't do previously, or the changes that we need to make? So I specialize in hormones, weight loss, aesthetics. My practice is concierge style, which means we truly get to know you. And get to know everything about you as far as what's going on in your life. Yeah. All of the risk factors and different factors that can affect your current state of health, and truly guide you to the changes that are needed and to achieve optimization. So in a nutshell, concierge practice, aging gracefully, aging well, longevity. Okay, great. And that's achieved by doing things to improve the quality of our life.
Yes. Yeah. It's so important. And I love that you let us know that you've been practicing for 21 years. So that is very important to know, because you know your stuff. And it sounds like when you first got started in the medical field, and when you first got out, did you start out as a doctor or as a nurse practitioner? So you right away were a nurse practitioner?
So nursing was 21 years ago. Okay. And then 5 years, so 16 years ago. I've been a nurse practitioner for 16 years.
Oh, okay, great.
And then I have my doctorate degree.
Okay, yeah. And I know we talked about it before in like a little snippet, but I feel like people don't really understand the difference between, a registered nurse and then, you start out as a registered nurse, and then it sounds like you said the first 5 years you were kind of disillusioned, so you chose to continue your education and to be able to provide a bigger and more holistic experience for the people that are seeing you. Can you tell us a little bit about that?
Well, typically, as an RN, I worked in the hospitals, and in the hospitals, it's a lot of sick, high acuity, which means, what led them there is what kept in my mind, in the back of my mind. How do we prevent this? How do we get out of this?
Yeah, we need that.
And so as a nurse practitioner, any nurse practitioner can prescribe, order labs and make recommendations based on that.
Okay. But you can't when you're a registered nurse.
Correct.
Okay.
Correct.
Okay. So as a registered nurse, you have to go through an MD. Or a doctor or a nurse practitioner?
Yeah, it's just different levels of care.
Okay. Okay.
So RN does not prescribe. They only follow orders.
Okay. Gotcha.
Nurse practitioner creates those orders.
Okay. Fantastic.
In Texas, there's a collaborating physician. I also practice in Hawaii, Nevada, and New Mexico, and that is not required.
Okay.
In those states.
Really? Interesting. Okay.
Mm-hmm. Yep. And a doctorate degree is optional at this point for a nurse practitioner. So.
Okay. But you chose to go ahead and take that extra step.
Yes.
Okay. Fantastic. So that's great. And so you were seeing patients coming in, you were working at the ER, you were seeing things that in your experience or from your perspective could have been preventable, perhaps. Is that kind of the idea, or could have been preventable in terms of like the conditions that people were coming in with? Definitely.
And we all have a story.
Yeah.
And how can we shape that story to achieve the best health? How can we feel the best, look the best, be at our best all around?
Yeah.
And that is what has guided me in the recommendations that I make to not only my patients, to myself, the way I lead my life.
Yes. Okay. That's great.
That I make.
That's great. So really, you're listening to each individual person. Like you said, you have the concierge service. So it's not just another number to you, or, you're going to take the time and recognize that everyone does have a story, and we should be listening, especially if you're a healthcare provider, taking the time to listen to really what may the past, and then maybe obviously the present. And then, as you said, you're seeing 20 years ahead, which I think is amazing. So what kind of, let me ask you this. So I met you at a MedWork event. So I met you through Arlette Morales with the League of Business, whom I adore absolutely. And so she and the MedWork and the League of Business, they want to be able to share your story with their audience. So one of the questions that we want to know is, what do you do best?
Oh, I transform lives.
Okay.
I can assess where you are in your life, whether you're a stay-at-home mom, a CEO running big companies, and anything in between. And determine what changes and what balance and what recommendations and what we need to do to achieve the best we can feel, the best we can look. And in turn, that means the best relationships and, our health status for the rest of our lives. So improving that quality of life. And I see it. I can see it in us. I can guide you. And sometimes it's a lot of tweaking, sometimes it's, okay, go try this. And it's the cutest thing when I walk into a room and the patient tells me, I hear this so often, I did what you told me. And I'm like, tell me, how did it go? And they're like, amazing. I feel great. So
that is so validating, to have someone really hear you and care about how you're feeling is so important, I feel like. And I feel like we're so used to, you can be around certain people and it's just kind of like, I'm just getting old. Like, people have that mentality and it can rub off on you and it's not healthy, right? I mean, it does, like, if you surround yourself with that type of thinking and energy and they're like, oh, well, you're just getting older. But
I'm like, I don't want to hear just getting older, because we're going to get older, but we're going to get older well.
That's right. Well,
and gracefully.
And gracefully. And people don't realize that you don't have to choose if you're proactive.
Michelle, my personal story, I've always been in, sports and the gym and eating healthy and making healthy decisions. And then 35 came on for me. And I'm like, what is this? What is this? 35 years old, weight gain, low sex drive, low energy, changes in period, brain fog. I can't remember things when I have this memory that's amazing.
It's always been never given you any trouble.
Yes. And I cannot imagine a woman or man, because it happens, to both genders, at 35 going, what do I need to do? What can I do? Because personally, I was doing it all. I was even measuring my food.
Okay.
I had tried keto. I had tried all these, intermittent fasting, and those things are a little difficult sometimes, with the discipline involved in it. Right? So they're great.
Yes, it is.
They're great, but
they're great, but it's hard to do that. Yeah.
You can't.
It's hard. It's proving to be very difficult.
Yeah,
unless you decide you're going to be a bodybuilder or something, and you're just really committed to the, committed to the bit, as they say.
I like that.
But wow. Okay. So sometimes those things aren't enough for us. What should we be looking into or considering?
We are aging in a different environment than anyone ever has before. So all the norms that you hear, all the norms that we think are out there, they don't exist anymore, because no one's lived at whatever age we are currently in 2026.
In these times, the digital revolution, all the processed food, and then even when you think an egg is an egg, an egg's not an egg anymore, you're just like, what do I do? You're like,
food. No, but
exactly.
Also the stress that we have taken on.
And then now our parents are living longer, and they're healthier. And they're living longer, which is a blessing. Gosh, it's a blessing. And they necessarily didn't get a head start on, some of our parents didn't get a head start on taking care of themselves
because they were following what was recommended 20 years ago.
Yeah.
And it's different now.
It is different now.
Now we need to look at, what are our hormones doing regardless of age, and more based on symptoms. Why are you feeling the way you are? Half the time, it's hormones, it's insulin resistance, it's genetics.
Insulin resistance, would that happen when you eat a lot of pasta and a lot of carbs? Because that happens to me sometimes. I'm not trying to get free health advice. No, I'm just kidding. I'm not. But I just want.
Tell me.
But I just curious. One of the viewers that asked this question. No, I'm just kidding.
Well, we're in a high carb society. Everything, it's cheaper, it's easier to just go get a pizza or some kind of carb. So carb and sugar and processed foods, the added ingredients, our body.
Is that, the evil trinity? Not the holy trinity.
The evil.
What do you say? Carbohydrates, sugar, and grease, or what?
That definitely we have to take into consideration. So,
oh gosh.
Yeah, and it just overloads our body, and so our insulin is supposed to handle our sugar naturally, but it's overwhelmed and it is unable to do what it's intended to do. Yeah. And so
I feel that.
Yeah, wow. And so we're seeing this happen, and we're seeing prediabetes, in 30-year-olds. Even in teenagers. And so, yes,
so true, sad.
And we're built to.
And then they're just sitting there, on their phones and on the computers, and they don't even get outside and get sun half the time. I'm like, yo, get up and do something.
That's our world, right? It's
it was not like that when we were young. And then the poor kids, through the pandemic, they really just locked inside, didn't they? Okay, so. Yeah, during the pandemic kind of threw all of us off, I think, and it kind of threw our schedules off, our expectations off, our eating habits off, and things like that. People are coming back into wanting to be healthy. I feel like people just don't know what their options all are. So we were talking specifically about sugars, carbs, things like that. And I feel like people don't realize that you were saying what were you saying? Our insulin resistant. Okay, so and is it your understanding that diet alone can help with that, or?
Yes. So there's a lot. So two answers to your question is. Yes, what we eat affects that. Yeah. We want a high protein, high veggie intake, because that's how our body is geared to work best.
Okay.
We're cavewoman, caveman. Think back in the day, it was only meat and plant.
Yeah.
And
and that makes perfect sense.
In the last, years, we've added in, what about this carb? What if I can make this? And it tastes so good. If I add sugar, it tastes even better. If I add butter.
There's scientists that actually craft the foods to make it perfectly. They call it the bliss point. Have you heard of that?
No.
There's literally this. This country is so corrupt.
That's interesting.
There is literally a scientist. I can't remember his name, but they hire him like the big like food chips and food companies. They would hire him to actually manufacture their food to the point where, he called it a bliss point, right? Where it's just the exact amount of sugar, salt, like to that peak. That's why people...
We need a health point.
We need a health point. I know. We need a real bliss point. Like I'm living and feeling ecstasy because I feel so great.
Yes.
Not because the formula, taste formula is going to keep me eating them. That's how horrible.
But we all have a different point.
And we all do have
a health point.
Yeah.
Like somebody can handle. I use this example a lot to my patients. I'm like, whoever she is, she doesn't have to go to the gym. She can eat a lot of carbs and she's healthy and she looks a certain way and she feels a certain way,
Yeah.
She or he, right?
Yes.
And then you have different subtypes, different she's and he's, and they can't do that.
They can't, not everybody.
Or they do the same thing and they're like, why do I feel tired? Why can't I think?
Yeah.
Because we're all different.
We are all different.
We can't standardize things. We can't. And
now when it comes to biology, huh?
Correct. And
no matter
in my practice, I've thought about that a lot. How does this serve everyone, or is there some way to do that? And concierge matters. It's you. It's what you need. It's what you're going through, and it's a lot of why is nothing else working.
Yeah. And then there's also psychology too. I mean,
stress and our mental health.
Exactly, the mental health. Yeah, that happens. So that's why I wanted to talk to you about the aging process, and specifically to caregivers. Because one of the things that you had said to me when we were first talking about having this conversation is that you said that you love to work with caregivers because you want them to take care of themselves so that through that caregiving process, they can feel their best and look their best. So what are remedies or solutions or, proactive protocols or, that would be great for somebody to consider in this space and time to make sure that, like you said, that they don't age 20 times faster because that is taking care of caregivers. Yeah.
Because research has proven that. There's a subset of research done on caregivers specifically, and they are aging. But you can also apply that to life. We talked about, during the pandemic, think of what your pandemic is. That's your stress. So that can be your title. That can be you are a mom. Yeah. That can be you are a dad. You are caring literally for someone else.
Yeah.
You run a business. You maybe teach, and you feel responsible for your students. So that alone puts a stress on your body.
Yeah.
And then what happens to your body is cortisol goes up. And then all your sex hormones, which is in females, estradiol, progesterone, testosterone, in males, testosterone plummets. And then we go into survival mode, right? Because cortisol goes up, and that is supposed to keep us. It's supposed to activate, all our bodies respond to let's go, let's run from the lion.
That's right. It keeps you like hustling, but it's not healthy.
And a caregiver, or everything I just mentioned, a CEO, a mom, and that survival mode can maintain past the responsibility, So you run a business and your business is status quo, it's cruise, but you still are like, what's going on?
You're still feeling anxious.
Yeah.
And you're afraid you're afraid it's too good. So, once you do get in a good rhythm, you have to.
Yes, because your body is still wanting that dopamine, wanting, the searching for that.
It feels like it's supposed to. It's survival. it just gets used to like searching for a problem to solve or something.
Yes.
Wow. So how do you,
so caregivers, again, someone that's busy, that's managing a couple roles, mom and working to any degree, is muscle. So we have learned the more muscle that we can have. And how do we get muscle? Literally weightlifting.
Okay, great.
More protein intake.
Yes.
Over 40, we should all be on certain supplements. There was an amazing study done that proved creatine.
Okay.
And creatine, not only, it pulls water into the muscle, so it helps with muscle building.
Okay.
However, the brain aspects were, the study was, they gave 20 grams of protein to Alzheimer's patients for 3 months. We got to know, is it yes or no? Does it help or not? All of their cognitive functions improved. Whether it was their emotion, just literally being able to, hold themselves, just carry themselves. So anyone over 40, we should be on creatine at 5 grams a day.
Okay.
Not just when you're going to the gym, not just for the gym. Okay. But creatine helps us in the sleep deprivation also. That we may have,
is that right?
With caregiving.
Okay.
So
that'll
the brain. So lift weights, muscle build, protein, certain supplements to help your body, a good multivitamin, vitamin D, vitamin C, that can help maybe if you're not eating as well, or
which you
more on the go.
If you're
too much.
Exactly. Because most of the people that are watching, most of my, our audience here, they are go-getters, they're building a business or they're already running a business. They are taking care of business, and typically that involves a lot of things and there's a lot of moving parts. So, and
I've definitely incorporated that into my practice and my recommendations. I'll tell, my patients, you're not going to be perfect and it's okay. Do this. Yeah. Do that. Just take off a bun. If you're going to eat a hamburger,
that's right. Yeah, I'm doing
that. You're going to,
How are you doing? I do that.
Don't order the rice. Order a salad.
Yeah, and you just be mindful. Because here's what's true, and I've noticed this. I have noticed that I'm eating good. I'm eating clean. Everything's great. We're doing well. But if I eat like 3 bowls of honey bunches of oats at midnight before I go to sleep, like I did a couple days ago,
it puts you behind.
It does. Literally the next day I felt hungover and I'm like, dude, I don't even, I'm like, that's so weird.
That's your body talking to you.
That is, isn't it? I love honey bunches of oats, but probably at midnight, 3 bowls, not smart.
and those are things we would find out, in our discussions.
It's part of the
I'll literally ask, tell me your habits. What are you doing?
Okay.
And so instead of that, or if you're going to do that, of course, is there any underlying, are you stressed? What's going on? But if it's not a good day, it's okay. Tomorrow is going to be a great day. Yes. One of my go-tos is I'll, go to the grocery store and just walk around the fruits and vegetable section and just fill up my my grocery cart with that. And I tell myself, okay, you're not going to let any of these go bad.
That's right.
You're eating this all week or these next 3 days.
Yes.
And so, but it starts with recognizing.
It does.
And recognizing is so cool in hormone world also. Because you're feeling all these symptoms and you're like, what's going on? There's all these flags going off.
Yeah.
And you go and you get your labs done and they're like, everything's normal. Everything's fine. And you're like, but why am I feeling this way? Why do I have this symptom? And hormones come into play with those little subtle changes that you're like, the stories come. I used to be able to eat, 3 bowls of cereal, like you're saying, and I felt fine, and now I can't, or I can't have a drink of alcohol, or without feeling bad. I'm like, that's your body. We gotta stop doing that. We gotta change to something else.
But okay. So I'm glad that we're getting into the hormones conversation because I personally am scared of hormones. So I see that you have some, different supplements and things here. So you do offer collagen. Is this one of your products that you sell?
Yes. So we have supplements that we have, in clinic.
Oh, okay, great.
For my usual recommendations.
Oh, okay.
And they're everything that I personally take.
Oh,
because
wonderful.
A lot of my patients will say, what do you do? What are you doing?
Right.
We offer everything related to sexual health.
Okay.
So not just sex drive, but also, a woman's ability to achieve climax.
Oh, okay.
Male libido.
Okay. All very important things.
And a lot of those go down with stress. We're like, I don't have the energy.
You're not in the mood.
Yeah. So we definitely help there.
Okay. That's important.
My philosophy is feel good, look good, love good.
Mm-hmm.
So everything related to that is what I do here at the clinic.
Yes.
So there are aesthetics.
Okay.
There are supplemental procedures to help, like the hair PRP.
Okay. What's
many
that?
Women and men, especially during the COVID time, we saw hair thinning and hair loss.
Wow.
But we can see that from anything. Yeah, any stressful event. So
and alopecia?
Yes, but you can't let it get to that point.
Okay.
So it's more, I'm seeing thinning. I'm seeing changes.
Okay.
And hair PRP, which is, we draw your blood and we do natural and enhanced natural.
Okay.
For hormones, it's called bioidentical hormone replacement. So think about it like giving your body what it needs to achieve a result. So in hair PRP, it's injections in the scalp with exosomes to stimulate hair growth.
Okay.
And, aesthetic-wise, we do fillers, Botox.
Mm-hmm.
Sculptra is my favorite because it's a regenerative product.
What is Sculptra?
So Sculptra is PLLA, which is poly-L-lactic acid. It's the same material from sutures. So, we can put sutures internally. And what that does is it causes a response, and your body produces collagen and elastin around the areas injected. Mm. So I can inject it anywhere. I can create, enhance your booty.
Oh, yeah, no, that's right.
And a lot of women
say
will
that
see
when you see me walking around one of these days.
I want credit for that. No.
Well, I would be getting it from you when I'm saying when you see me, just act like it's always been there. No,
I'm like,
that's good. Yeah, that's so cool. Okay, no, that's great. Okay, so that's a different type of procedure that it sounds like. I mean, I'd never heard of it before. Yeah, I never knew, that it was there or that was an option. And that's similar to Botox, but not really. Well, Botox is more of a Botox. Look, I'm not trying to act like I know because I don't, but what I want to do is illustrate to people like the difference because, I think that there's some people that don't know like the specifics.
Yeah. So Botox is a brand.
Okay.
That is a neurotoxin.
Oh, okay.
I personally use Daxxify brand because it has peptide technology.
Okay.
But Botox and any brand or Daxxify, it relaxes the muscle to kind of iron out your skin and alleviate any wrinkles.
Oh.
And then fillers are typically hyaluronic acid that are used to enhance any volume loss.
Okay.
However, my go-to and my go-to for that is Sculptra.
Oh, okay.
Because fillers many years ago were placed in a manner that did not look natural and didn't age well.
And they
only lasted about 6 months.
Okay.
We now know that they do last longer, in the
They
tissue.
can last longer.
They can,
now? Okay.
yes. But the Sculptra, in my technique, it's full face. So it's all the areas, mainly laterally, where we lose that collagen. And then we start seeing changes down here, like heaviness here. Why do I look tired?
Yeah.
Why am I not tired, but everyone's asking me if I slept well when I did sleep well.
That's a hard one to deal with as a woman.
Yes, you start seeing little changes.
Yeah, so. I remember I told this one girl, I told her I was tired, but she heard, like, are you tired? And she's like, why? And I was like, no. I was like, no.
I know we want to look good.
Yeah, she was like, why do I look tired? And I was like, oh no, I was saying I'm tired. But I just remembered that because those are little things that, we're laughing and joking and everything, but totally, those are little things that you don't realize are affecting how you show up. Like they're affecting how you feel about yourself, even on a subconscious level sometimes, when you feel like you look tired all the time, but you're like, why do I look tired? And maybe you are tired, but maybe the reason you look tired is different from the reason you are tired. And so having, being able to come to, one person who wants to look at you as a whole person is super important. And it's not vain. It's not vain to take care of yourself, and that's what I want people to really get, is that, especially if you are doing you don't need a reason to take care of yourself, but especially if you are pouring out to others all the time, like you should give yourself the love that you give out to others all the time. And it actually helps you to be able to continue to give from a loving place.
Yes.
Yeah.
Stop feeling bad for taking care of yourself.
That's right.
You take care of yourself and everyone else is better.
Yes.
Your business is better. Your family is better. Mm-hmm. Your spouse is better. Your partner, everything is better.
That's true.
And when you take care of yourself, you do carry yourself in a certain way. Mm-hmm. You do look a certain way. And it comes from the inside out. When you are nourishing your body and, addressing your mental health and reading and doing the things you like and exploring that, inside you feel accomplished. You feel like you're in your power, in your journey.
That's right. I love that. In your power. That's right. No, that's beautiful. I love that. Say that one again for the people in the back.
You want to feel, you want to be in your power. You want to feel in your power. You want to look in your power. It's an all around thing. If your cup is empty, you feel exhausted. You feel certain symptoms. Once you're able to fill your cup by what we talked about, up your protein, get in the gym, push some weights, however you want to do that, whether it's a Pilates class, etc. I always teach, know the 5 things. Know the 5 things that make you happy. And I'll share with you mine. Mine are get together with some friends, go get a cup of coffee at a coffee shop, and you sit at the coffee shop, and it's nice. I have recently taken up hiking. So hiking allows you to see your progress, because if you're a caregiver, if you're a CEO, if you're a mom, sometimes you feel like you're just running in a circle, doing so much, but you don't realize how much you truly are doing. So climbing a mountain, you see it. You stand at the top and you're like, go to the gym. I go to the gym and lift weights. And what I teach is just go to the gym. If it's too exhausting for you to work out, sit in the corner and stretch. By the time you leave, you feel like you did something, and it becomes your habit. And then you realize, wow, and painting, singing, dancing. Now I love golf and country dancing and, taking up all these new hobbies that are now, I think, a thing.
Yes, yes.
But when you do these things, you realize, oh, wow, I can do this. And so knowing the 5 things for you, and then
I love the 5
doing them, holding yourself accountable.
That part.
And so many of my CEOs and business owners, even moms, I keep saying that, but all the different roles that we have, a lot of the solutions is schedule your time.
Schedule your time.
So you're scheduling everybody else's. And, as a mom, if you tell me my daughters need these 3 things, you better believe we're going to do those 3 things.
That's right.
And we're going to do them well, and they're going to have everything that they need
in order to do well. Yes.
And so we must do that for ourselves. And by doing that for ourselves, our daughters are better, our children are better, the world is better.
The world is better. And we have the energy to speak up for the things that we really care about. When you are nourishing yourself, then you don't just look at the world and the things that you disagree with, or wanting things to be better in your neighborhood, in your town, in the nation, whatever. Like, you have the energy to be a voice for a cause that makes a difference to yourself.
Yeah, like we can all do something, right? Like you said, whatever that is. But how you do that affects how you feel throughout that process, right? How you get through that, how you build that, whatever we're talking about.
Yes.
But you matter. And you, it's okay to do things for yourself. We were taught that's selfish. Don't do this. But we have found that's not true.
Yeah, nobody wins.
Not true. And we're talking about basic things that we should all have for each other, that we do for ourselves, I guess.
Mm-hmm. We should. And I love what you're saying, and I love and the advocacy that I hear about, how you are helping people to take care of themselves from all walks of life. And that's just so important. And so we were getting to, because I want to understand more about testosterone.
Great.
And especially for women, because it's a scary subject to me. Now, why, you may ask, why is that a scary subject to you, Michelle? And I'll explain. And I think a lot of people, first of all, it sounds so extreme, is TRT testosterone?
Yes. So TRT means testosterone replacement therapy.
Okay.
So
we hear the gym bros talk about it. And so that's scary. As a woman.
Yeah. So bioidentical hormone replacement therapy.
Oh, say that again?
Bioidentical hormone replacement therapy. BHRT.
Okay. Bioidentical hormone replacement therapy. Okay. Yes. Please explain.
I am so excited to talk about testosterone.
Good. Oh, good. Because I'm excited to learn. It's scary.
We're talking women. So I guess let me talk men real quick, because men is kind of easier to talk about. Men get results pretty quickly, and it can be a little more difficult to achieve for a female. But so for men, testosterone, we're seeing dropping levels. Levels are dropping as of even early 20s. And it's like, what? Why are we seeing this happen? It goes back to the stress, the high carb.
You're saying genetics, like the naturally producing testosterone that they should, that compared to other eras,
they should be at 1,000 and they're at 200.
What?
So yes, we're seeing that very often. And so a man, it depends on which type of replacement we do. There's also bioidentical and natural means to stimulate the testicles to, hey, come on, I need you to produce more testosterone. So that typically involves creams or injections or pellets that are implanted. What testosterone does for a man is it helps stabilize mood, increases energy, helps with brain fog, allows him to be the best dad he can be, allows him to be the best person, partner, feel like himself. Because most men, and now we're talking aging, so like 40s, they internally feel like something's wrong. I used to handle this problem a certain way, and it's not happening. Like, what's wrong with me? What's wrong?
Oh, wow.
Like, I can't support the family, or, the duties that. Yeah.
They're feeling maybe separate from
the way they used to do.
Yeah. They're used to, oh man.
And that's when we need to check testosterone.
Okay. And that's interesting to get men to even talk about that. Usually their wives come see me and they're like, you gotta see my husband. Or, can you see them? Okay. Because so that's why I'm glad you're telling us this. Okay. So if you are, one of my male viewers and you feel like you haven't felt like yourself lately, then that's a great indication to get yourself, an assessment.
Know your numbers.
Yeah. Know your numbers. Know yourself. Know thyself. Know thy numbers.
Because we talked about what's normal level. That's a big range.
That's a big drop.
So you want to know, where were your levels when you were 20? How are they in their 30s? And definitely
that's
40s
great.
And on.
So we want to start young of tapping into that. And
where's our usual? Where's our typical?
Yeah. Okay. And so continue. So you're saying, so with the men, you've been, we've been noticing on the whole, and I've heard a lot about this, and they kind of like, I don't know if they're tying it to like the birth rates dropping down. I've heard that.
Yes, I've heard because it affects fertility.
Okay, so I've heard that. I've heard
there's so much to that, right?
Yeah,
like fertility, the connection. There's a lot to that.
So
like you said, the whole gaming and even just a phone,
not being outside, all that stuff. And so with bioidentical
hormones. Men specifically,
biohacking hormone.
Yeah, so
bioidentical hormone replacement therapy. You're able to address these issues with men
and their multitude of symptoms, which includes, we said mood, brain health, which is brain fog, memory, muscle mass development, recovery in the gym, and to summarize it, it helps with a lot of things, literally. But it's taking the time to notice that, wait, that might be my hormones, knowing your numbers, And then it's optimizing your numbers. So that is not just based on a number, it's also based on your symptoms. And that's where everyone's different. What works for him might not work for him,
Yeah, of course. Yeah, because it's going to be different.
And so
you have to so someone, gentleman will come in here, you'll give him an assessment and some labs and things like that.
And then we come up with a plan.
Okay.
With females, with males and females, I always say, let's talk about this for a year. And why do I say for a year?
Okay.
Is that sometimes that first treatment recommendation is perfect and it's amazing, but then life can happen. And so if you add more stress, or if it's a bad stress, something happens in your life, that affects your treatment plan.
No.
So we may need to adjust that and, throughout aging.
So stress itself is something that can just throw you all the way off as far as like your hormones?
Yes.
So your biology just by something going on outside of you?
I just did a video on that.
You did?
Yeah.
Oh my God. I know it's just...
You're not just tired. It's your hormones. It's biology.
That's so good to know, actually. Yeah. And it makes a lot of sense. And so something I've been doing, because I haven't gone the testosterone route, but I want to. But
we'll talk. Yeah.
Yeah. Another reason that I'm nervous about it is because I already have a lot of facial hair that comes out sometimes. And so I'm terrified that I'm going to...
So let's talk hormones with females.
Okay.
So females is estradiol or estrogen, progesterone, and testosterone.
Okay.
Progesterone starts declining at age 35.
Ooh.
Testosterone declines at age 35. So we start noticing decline. So the recommendations currently are to start with testosterone as the number one hormone to introduce to a woman as she's aging. So testosterone for a woman helps with brain. So brain fog, memory. It is prevention. It's been proven for males and females to be prevention and treatment of Alzheimer's.
Is that right?
That is right. Many neurologists will send their patients to me for testosterone.
Is that
male and females? Yes.
Oh my goodness.
The research is there. The studies are there.
Oh wow, that's actually
brain,
amazing. I did not realize that.
It also helps. We said sex drive, ability to form muscle mass.
And this is for men. This is for women. You're talking.
This is women. Okay. So women, think of hormones as a lock and key.
Okay.
And so we have receptors all throughout our body, and the testosterone. So if we replace testosterone in a female, it can aromatize or convert. And it also is similar to estrogen. So it fits the estrogen receptor. Okay. So it kind of helps with the estrogen symptoms.
Oh, the testosterone locks in with the estrogen?
Yes.
Oh.
And so it can help with the estrogen aspect. And that's why women, men have estrogen just like we do, just in obviously different ratios.
Yes, okay.
But testosterone for a woman should be, I have my energy back. I feel like myself. Wow, I can do this. I'm not exhausted at 6 p.m. and done for the day.
Dang, that sounds a lot like me.
I'm like, girl, that was my story. I'm telling you.
Oh my gosh, wow. And so, that's interesting to know because, I've noticed that, I've had a lot going on in my life recently. And so I have been taking very intentionally saying no to a lot of things because I'm like, okay, I don't need, that's not going to change when my energy gets back, by the way. But
I can't wait.
But what is going to happen is that I'll be able to have the energy to go deeper into the things that I really want to, that I'm creating and things like that. But I have noticed that, now that you mentioned it, I've noticed that like I did a certification class last week and it was 8 to 4 Monday through Friday. And in the evenings I was just done. I'm like, dude, I'm tired and gave my, and I have no problems allowing myself to rest as much because I know that when I'm up and productive, I'm going to be very productive. But it's great to know that I'm not alone.
No.
And that there's a remedy or, that there's solutions.
And testosterone, for a female comes in creams, injections, and the implants.
Okay.
And so how you mentioned, I'm kind of afraid of, facial hair or any hair and acne. So what's happening is that testosterone can convert into DHT, which is the bad form of testosterone that can cause that. And so there are genetic factors, Latinas, African American women, that yes, that can happen more often. We already have that. It's amazing how hormones talk to me. We see, we have curves,
yes.
we have a certain personality.
Yeah.
We have a certain level of a sex drive.
Yes.
That already exists because of our genetics, because of our hormone levels. And so when we go to replacement, we start somewhere. I have a woman who tells me, my boyfriend says that you are just the best thing in the world. I'm like, well, thank you, but wait, why? Tell me more.
Yeah, that's interesting.
And I prescribed testosterone cream for her, and she's like, it's just been the best thing. And other women may say,
and how do you use testosterone cream?
So you apply it where you can, your skin is the thinnest, where you can see your veins.
Their veins? Okay.
Yep. So every day you just put a little cream.
Just a little dibby dab?
And you can put it on the top of your feet where you have those veins.
Okay.
Inner thigh. Oh. And so where it will absorb.
Okay, right. Okay.
Yeah.
Okay, right there where the veins are.
Thing.
Okay. So you can't skip any time. You need to need to make sure you take it every day.
Yes.
Okay.
For me, many years ago when I started testosterone cream, it took about 3 weeks. And
to really
3 weeks of using it, I'm like, oh wow, I felt like I had my superpowers back. Yeah. I'm like, okay.
But is it going to make you crumbling. Cracked out feeling or? I mean, is it going to be too oh my God, I don't know what to do with myself? It's not going to give you that Adderall feeling, or?
That's where why I have a concierge practice and why is because women can have many different responses.
That's true.
But what I'm getting at is, no, that shouldn't be what happens. You should just feel like you have enough.
Like you have enough.
Like you have what you need.
Like you're like, I can sit here and, I don't feel like falling asleep. I don't feel like taking a nap right now. I can just keep moving. Okay, see, that's
the goal is enough, right? To have enough for what you need for your lifestyle.
Yes,
and what's
absolutely.
Going on. And so in your case.
Maybe I'm thinking, I'm sorry, I didn't mean to interrupt you, but I'm just thinking and I'm probably not the only person that thinks like this, but maybe I'm confusing testosterone for steroids.
Okay, that's a great topic. I'm like, let's talk.
Okay, and those are different? Okay, so I realized that what I think has been happening is that I've been confusing testosterone and steroids.
Yeah.
And I think women I want to say I'm probably not the only woman who's done that subconscious. I literally didn't even think about that until just as we've been talking. So,
and you're right. We come in with some misconception, right? So when we maybe 20 years ago heard steroids or testosterone, we thought it was the same thing.
Yes.
And we saw many unwanted effects. You see a woman, maybe her voice is deepened.
Yes.
The way her muscle looks, the hair spinning, and you're like, is that what I'm going to look like? Or
like the bodybuilder women, which are, big ups and actually much admiration to that.
But that's also for that purpose. So when you think of testosterone in aging, the goal is not to get such a high level to be able to achieve that.
Okay.
It's making sure you have enough that you have your brain back, that you feel like you again.
Okay. It's a different goal. It's a different end goal.
And, the peptides, I've been prescribing peptides for, close to 10 years.
Okay.
Well, no, 16 years. What am I saying? But peptides are they're amino acids, but they help our body restart something that it stopped doing. Usually because of age or stress. Yes. So sometimes peptides and hormones get mixed in with steroids. Like you're saying, the
peptides, steroids, testosterone. Yes. What's the other one? Creatine.
Yeah, what am I going to look like?
Are they all they're all different things?
Yes. And the reason why those stood out was because we would see results and go, I don't want that.
Yeah.
And I want that or I don't want that.
Yeah.
Right?
Yes.
But in aging, hormone replacement, is not steroids.
Okay, it's not steroids.
It acts like your natural steroid in the body, which is kind of cool because if you think of steroids in the medical aspect, we give that for inflammatory conditions. With asthma or like a rheumatoid arthritis flare.
Okay.
So many women that have rheumatoid arthritis, multiple sclerosis, men and women, we have found that testosterone and estrogen progesterone gets them out of this inflammatory response.
Okay. Okay.
And so we wouldn't give it for a steroid result.
Yes.
We give it to, are you feeling better? So
that's right. Okay. And that's interesting too, because I wonder, I mean, of course we go down a rabbit hole for 24 hours at least. I'm sure we go down a rabbit hole marathon conversation because the more you talk, I'm like, it's unlocking more. I'm like, So, because I'm thinking, is it sometimes if someone is stressed out and they're having an insulin resistance, I guess, because insulin resistance, that's where you're like not losing weight and you're wondering what the heck's going on.
Yes.
So I'm thinking I could see where I could see where a testosterone or something would help to alleviate that issue.
Yeah.
So that would be helpful. And then they would be able to, after so long, once you get everything right for the person,
yes.
They may respond better to all the things that they've been doing. Is that what you're saying?
Exactly. Wow. Cortisol goes up, insulin goes up, which means weight or feeling puffy or bloated, and sex hormones go down. So when we balance the sex hormones, the cortisol can then get out of survival mode.
Okay.
Insulin can drop, not entirely. We have to address insulin resistance.
Yes.
Especially in our populations here that we see, on the border.
I've heard that El Paso has more diabetes, is like higher in the percentage of diabetes.
Definitely.
Yeah.
So once that's addressed, testosterone for a woman or man, but we're talking women, should be, I feel great.
Yeah.
I look good. I have what I need. It should not be anything unwanted.
Okay.
And for the unwanted effects, like we said, like the hair and acne, there's also a blocker for that. Some women need.
Okay.
Wow. It's not excess. And that's where a lot of primary care providers or different specialties that are maybe not trained in hormones.
Okay.
They might say, your levels are so high, or, your levels are too low, or they might comment on that because they're going off a range that's on the lab that is set for what we naturally produce. But when we get into replacement, that's you're going to have different levels
for different people.
So, yes.
Yeah.
So she might be able to, when we talk she might be able to handle a higher level and not have any unwanted effects.
Okay.
And someone else may not have that. And I always tell my clients in front of me, I'm like, girl, I have testosterone. I have estrogen. I'm on estradiol, progesterone, and testosterone. I'm early 40s.
Okay.
And I'm very thankful for hormones.
Yes.
And that's the reason I am where I am.
Yes.
Talking mentally, talking emotionally, being able to handle the stress, raise my daughters,
and send them both off to college by next week. Yeah. Congratulations.
Thank you.
And be smiling and just so graceful and just so pleasant. And you really are a walking testimony to how to take care of yourself and sharing that with others. And I absolutely appreciate that. We need more people like you. So, and we all need to take care of ourselves and realize we live in such a fantastic, phenomenal age of 2026, like we talked about. We live in a time now where, yes, it's the first time we've ever lived with all of the factors that are weighing on us, but also we have a lot of information that can give us the ability to be liberated and to live more joyfully with a more open heart and more gratitude and taking care of ourselves. It's really a privilege to be able to live in this space and time and to have someone like you to share so much of your wisdom and your and your joy with us
Thank
here.
you. That means a lot to me. Thank you very much for saying that.
Yes,
I'm not going to cry. I'm not going to get teary-eyed.
It means a lot. It really does mean a lot. And then, seeing your beautiful daughters and they're, going to college and I just, got to learn about you and your family just a couple of weeks ago. And it's inspiring because we should all be feeling good through the processes that we have coming up of our lives, whether it is, seeing your kids through to the next level, taking care of parents, growing a business. Like if we're tired and we try to escape that feeling, the not feeling good, I think that's what happens to a lot of people, that we try to escape.
We get used to that. We think that that's okay. It's not okay.
It's not okay.
There's a better way. Live life better.
Live life better. Oh, you know what? Yes, live life better. Yes, ma'am. Yes, ma'am. Yes. And so before we go, one last important question that I would love to hear from you.
Yeah.
And I know that the community wants to hear from you too. And what is the most important thing that you want the community to know about you?
Oh, that I'm here for you. That I can help you determine what it is that you need to look your best, feel your best, to live life better. I will guide you. I transform lives for the best. And I do it wholeheartedly with research-based. I can tell you, personal and other stories to help you along the line, because a lot of people need that. Some people will not just do what she's doing or he's doing. They want research. They may need something will click for you. And I have those tools to show you what that is with my practice, with, living life. And life is every day, right? We just keep going and we want to do our best. And I'm here for you, here to guide you to your best health.
Yes.
There's better out there.
There's better out there.
We
got the best right here, Dr. Denning. Thank you so much. You are such a blessing. I am looking forward to, yes, I am going to, tap into the resources and, from everything. You also do like, chemical peels and everything like that too.
Yes,
you do all that here. So I'm gonna add all of the locations online that you can find Dr. Denning. But can you let us know just quickly where's the best place to find you? How can people locate you? And of course, I'll add that in.
Okay, so www. I don't know if we even say that anymore, but that's showing my age. WWE. No, I'm just
so
like she talks about steroids and then
she did it all of a sudden it's WWF. We just don't want you to get lost. Hey, this is for our older folks.
We keep you on your toes.
That's right. It's for our older folks. Just making sure you're still awake. No,
the website's the best thing. You go livelifebetter.com.
Live Life Better, which I love.
Phone number is 915-545-1261. Instagram is important. Follow me on Instagram. Mm-hmm. It's Dr. Denning, NP. And there's also a clinic site that's Live Life Better Clinic. All my videos I upload on my Dr. Denning handle. And literally I can see anybody in Texas, New Mexico, Nevada, or Hawaii. Okay. So many people fly in from all over the nation to see me.
That's fantastic. Yeah. Well, that's kind of important to know.
It's really neat.
That's really cool. Yeah, that's awesome. That's amazing.
It can be virtually.
So. Okay, and you can do virtual telehealth as well. Yes. Wow. Okay. Well,
and that's amazing. So that's the best way to contact and make an appointment.
Okay.
And we're here for you.
Okay, awesome. Thank you so much for your time. You're the best.
Thank you.
God bless you.
Thank you.
Thank you so much.
Appreciate it.
All right, folks, I appreciate you
too. And you're amazing. Thank you for doing this.
Thank you.
This gets us out of our routine also.
Yeah.
I think a lot of, obviously in the medical field, it's what we talk about, but business, you get in this rat race. Mm-hmm. And thank you for allowing us to share this.
Thank you.
For doing this. you make it so fun that so comfortable. I looked at the video. I'm like, we've been recording for over an hour, so thank you for doing this.
Yes.
We love the League of Business, and you, Michelle. Thank you for everything.
Thank you so
Appreciate
much.
you.
Yes. Thank you. You know what? I do it because I feel like everybody should have the chance to live their life in joy, live life better. And it's important. We're facing some really serious times, and I'm like, let's lock in, y'all. Like, it's not the time to check out. Time to clock in. You know what I mean?
That's your sign. Come get your hormones.
That's right. Come get, you know what? Take that investment in yourself. So thank you so much for being here. And I will be in touch for sure.
Thank you.
All right. Peace.